Imagine this. You wake up one morning, walk outside, and there's a giant wooden horse sitting in front of your house. No note, no delivery truck, no explanation. Just a horse. Most people would call the police. The people of Troy? They dragged it straight into their city. And according to one of history's most famous stories, that single decision destroyed an entire civilization. But here's the strange part. The real question isn't whether there were soldiers hiding inside. The real question is, why would anyone look at a giant mystery horse and think, yeah, let's bring that inside? Because despite what movies and cartoons tell you, the Trojans weren't stupid.
For 10 years, they held off the most powerful army in Greece. Imagine defending your home for an entire decade. Every morning, you look over the city walls. Oh, they're back again, day after day, year after year. By that point, even the local pigeons probably knew the Greeks' attack schedule. The Greeks tried everything, charging the gates, climbing the walls, throwing spears, probably yelling, "This time it'll work." It didn't. 10 years passed, and Troy was still standing. That tells you something important. These people knew exactly what they were doing.
So if they were smart enough to survive 10 years of war, why would they suddenly trust a giant wooden horse? That's when one man changed everything, Odysseus. If Achilles was the strongest Greek, Odysseus was the guy who could probably sell you your own shoes. He wasn't famous for his strength. He was famous for his brain. While everyone else kept asking, how do we break through the walls? Odysseus asked a completely different question. What if they opened the gates for us? Somehow, that ridiculous idea became one of the most famous military tricks in history. But here's something most people never hear. There's one tiny problem with the entire story. Historians still aren't sure the Trojan horse ever existed. But if it didn't, then what really happened to Troy? So rewind. Not to the horse, to the guy who went looking for it. His name was Heinrich Schliemann, a 19th century businessman with zero archaeology training.
And an almost embarrassing amount of confidence. He read Homer's Iliad the way most people read a treasure map. Every scholar in Europe told him Troy was a myth. He basically said, cool story, digging anyway. And in 1870, on a hillside in northwestern Turkey, he found a city. Real walls, real gates, real scorched ruins layered on top of each other like a burnt cake. Troy was real. Which means the war was probably real too. Which means someone really did outsmart an entire city. Just maybe not with an actual horse. Historians have a few theories about what really happened. One, the horse was a battering ram or a siege tower, and the Greeks, who loved decorating warships with carved horse heads, described their war machine the way you describe a nickname. Two, Troy was hit by an earthquake, and Poseidon, the god of both the sea and horses, got the blame. And centuries later, the god of horses smashed our walls, turned into, there was literally a horse. Either way, by the time Homer sang the story around a fire, the facts had already been sanded down into something better than facts.
A legend with a moral built right into it. And the moral outlived the city by about 3,000 years, because you're still using it. Ever installed a free app that quietly installed something else with it? Ever opened an attachment that looked completely normal, right up until it wasn't? Cybersecurity experts didn't bother inventing a new word for that. They just stole an old one. They called it a Trojan horse. Same trick, different battlefield. No wooden statue this time. No soldiers crammed inside a belly full of splinters. Just code, sitting quietly on your screen, waiting for you to open the gate yourself. And here's the part that should actually bother you. You already know this story. Everyone knows this story. The warning has been sitting in plain sight for 3,000 years.
Don't drag the free gift you didn't ask for through your own front gate. And you still click on it. Because it's never wrapped in armor. It's wrapped in curiosity. So the next time something shows up looking a little too perfect, a little too free, a little too easy, maybe don't call the movers. Imagine this. You wake up one morning, check your phone, and there's a message waiting for you. Wrapped up nice, looking exactly like something you'd want to open. No trumpets, no warning, just a gift. History already told you how this one ends.